Is Cody Rhodes missing Survivor Series? WWE have made a change to Crown Jewel, and The Rock is not committed to WrestleMania 41. Stay tuned for all the deets. So, Survivor Series, one of the tentpole events, one of the classic Big Four, now Big Five if you include Money in the Bank. It's always been like the runt of the litter, I think, in terms of the offerings, they put out every year. But it would tend to be that you would still have major featured stars on said shows. So it's quite surprising that Cody Rhodes appears to be missing out on Survivor Series this year after he's shared his schedule on social media. And usually he does this every month. But it leaves out the PLE in Vancouver on November 30th. Now, usually when he does run down all of his dates, it is all of his dates, just so that you know where you can see Cody, where you can buy Cody t-shirts, where you can stand and go, Cody, I love you, whenever he comes out, and you can do the big whoa. But yeah, his essentially his schedule through shows him touring the UK and making a final appearance on the November 25th Raw. Now, could this be some form of storyline shenanigans? Most likely. It could also be that he's just not on the show.
So it's very interesting. Normally I wouldn't think too much about it, but Cody has consistently tweeted out on social media, hey, I'm going to be here, and it includes the pay-per-view events, the premium live events that he's going to be at over the next month. It states he's going to be at Crown Jewel. We know that, obviously, but in the November lineup, and he gives his full list of November dates, and Survivor Series is in November, it's not on there. I wouldn't be surprised if he does miss that show, because we know there's the 5-match limit on pay-per-views. Mostly. We'll get to a bit that in a little bit, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see something that takes him out of contention for appearing on that show with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I think that given the new limits, given the new sort of timescales, he doesn't really need to be there. So I guess if something does develop and it's a bit of a shocking story thing, then great. If not, then we're going to have a hell of a card anyway, aren't we?
Exactly. And you think the fact that he's likely not going to be the main event match at that event, if he's on it, it's Are
you saying that Cody's gone, I'm not the main event, so I'm not showing up, Fraser? Is that what you're saying?
He has. He's put his title belt around his waist and gone home. Now, I think the fact that we know it's War Games, we know it's likely going to be the Bloodline versus the new Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline. I just don't see where Cody Rhodes fits in there unless you have him versus Kevin Owens, which could be saved and is likely being saved for Saturday night's main event just a month later. Yeah,
which is going to be huge. So I think that potentially this could just be the case. But moving over to the other side of the fence, we've got some rather sad news here. Former AEW star Marco Stunt has revealed that he's retired from professional wrestling. This was announced on his Twitter account, and he noted that it was not an easy decision, but after consulting with a doctor, he's officially retiring to prioritize his long-term health. He expressed thanks to everyone that's given him an opportunity, but he feels this is the right choice for him.
Yeah, I mean, sympathies go out to Marco Stunt if the fact that he's retiring. It's a shame whenever anyone retires, especially quite a young age. But it looks like it's just a case of he's smartly prioritizing his long-term health, as he says there. Doctors advising him this. I enjoyed what he did in AEW, but obviously with the roster and how AEW has developed over the past 5 years, there's not really a place for him in AEW right now, or in the past even 2 years. I really liked his Collision return when he challenged Jack Perry, but I can understand why he may want to retire.
I think he offered something different at a time when everything was different, so he really stood out. So I think that, it is very sad, but at the same time, so many people aren't able to even walk away from the industry, right? So so the fact that you're going to prioritize your health it's got to be commended, right? It's got to suck, but ultimately, and again, you can never say never with certain things because it's wrestling retirement, and I don't mean to speculate given how serious this appears to be, but we have seen people have to step away for some time due to serious health issues, and maybe one day, should he be cleared and should he want to return, he might possibly be able to, but right now, it's just important that he prioritizes himself, his life, and his health.
100%. Completely agreed.
Well, moving over, tonight is Crown Jewel, of course, in the Saudi Arabia. We've had a bit of a change made to the show. So despite the two main events of Crown Jewel being for the Crown Jewel Championships,
gorgeous
know the
belts.
ones,
the gorgeous
bigger than
belts.
this table, those belts. They're like the ones that they had at the stock market, remember, when they revealed TKO?
I think it's bigger than the old Cultaholic Championship, that's for sure.
That's now just a manhole outside somewhere. But yeah, the winners aren't going to actually get to keep the championships, are they, Fraser?
No, instead Triple H announced that they will be getting some Crown Jewel Championship rings. He compared this to the Super Bowl ring. So they'll have a nice little thing that they wear, kind of like the Dynamite
Super
diamond
Bowl,
ring.
It'll be like this.
Yeah, will they wear it? Will Gunther wear that when he wins tonight?
I suppose it's an easy thing to lose, like how the Chewaik trophy accidentally got broken. Braun Strowman's belt probably got lost by FedEx.
Yeah.
A ring, you just put it down. Oh, left it in a hotel.
Oh my God. Oh no. But he confirmed, they will have this ring when they win.
Yeah.
This goes for both the matches, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. He did say that in this announcement that, I mean, we knew it kind of already that this match type would take place every year. The Crown Jewel Championships would be on the line every year at Crown Jewel. But he wants to see how many rings wrestlers can collect. So just imagine, in theory, Gunther has another reign that lasts another 2 years, and he's like the
Thanos.
Infinity Gauntlet of diamond.
I suppose
if
enough different people win it, and you say over 8 years, how long's left on this deal? It's never going to end, is it?
It's not
this deal's lasting forever. But if enough different people win it, you could potentially have even like a tournament style thing going on towards a bigger prize, maybe a bracelet or a necklace.
The Crown Jewel Climax. They've all got. That's what we want.
Everybody's staking their claim. Of course, we're going to be live with live reactions. YouTube.com/Cultaholic/live right here on the YouTube channel at 3 p.m. UK time when the pre-show kicks off. But let's have a look at the card real quick, shall we? I'll start us off, Fraser. We got the OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline, which is going to be a tasty.
It's going to be very good. If you want to find out who the OG Bloodline are facing as part of the new Bloodline, we talked about it earlier on today. Also, we've got LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the US title. That's going to be a fun one. I think Carmelo might do it. It's LA Knight.
It's LA Knight. I as much as I want them to take the belt off LA Knight and put him on the giant human cannon and send him to the top of the card, I still think there's too much traffic in and around that card.
He's got a brand new belt design.
Yeah. We got Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed.
We've got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
We got Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control versus Metaphor versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
I really hope Chelsea and Piper do it. It's overdue, long overdue for them to win those belts. We've got Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax for that Crown Jewel Championship and Crown Jewel ring thing.
And we've of course got Gunther overthrowing Cody Rhodes.
It's going to do it. I think Gunther does it. I just don't see Cody getting a victory over Gunther at this time when Gunther kind of needs it over Cody.
Yeah, I think Gunther needs it a bit
Cody
more.
Cody can take this loss.
But what if Cody just really wants the ring?
Maybe he
What
does.
if he just really wants the ring?
Maybe
what if it becomes like
does.
the One Ring
He's
in
like
Lord of
Gollum.
the Rings?
Yeah.
Starts corrupting everybody around it.
Yeah, he starts cowering in a corner. Either way, I think it's going to be good matches.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, we tend to see that Saudi shows are, they initially started quite house show, but now they are starting to flesh out in terms of
When you look back
quality.
8 years ago and Shawn Michaels on them, that feels weird.
Oh, when Kane's mask fell off.
Yeah, what a show.
night.
Worst shows ever. Check
night.
it out.
But moving forward through to next year, of course, the next major tentpole event will be Royal Rumble. But after that, well, it's Survivor Series, then Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But after that, we are looking toward WrestleMania 41 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. But as per the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there's nothing that's changed in The Rock's status for WrestleMania 41 because it's been up in the air for a little bit. He is still considered not committed to wrestling in the main event of the show. While he's expected to appear on the show in some capacity, the word is WWE apparently have said that he's not going to be wrestling on the show from what they've heard. Two sources in speaking to the Wrestling Observer claim that there's nothing set involving The Rock and that he's not scheduled for the show at all.
Now, that report from the Wrestling Observer is a follow-on into the report from a few weeks ago where they said that he's not said to WWE that he's going to be wrestling at WrestleMania 41. That's them sort of confirming and doubling down on that report a little bit more. The two sources that they spoke to, they've said would be in the know and would need to know what the WrestleMania main event was at 41. Obviously, we're still quite early in that cycle, but from the looks of it, it looks like The Rock has not given word to WWE that he's going to be wrestling. He could be involved around that main event. We could have the option of Cody versus Roman again. We could have the idea of Cena challenging in there. We could have so many different aspects, but I don't know if we'll get The Rock.
So when they talk about Cena and the world title as well, just as an aside, do you reckon that one way they can give Cena a major title without it being one of the big two is that he beats The Rock and retires as the People's Champion?
I would absolutely have thrice in a lifetime. I would 100%. If I could have Cena versus The Rock one more time and they can do their own thing while Roman and Cody and whatever the story is, it needs finishing, gets to finish over there. Have them go for the People's Championship as long as it counts as beating Ric Flair's record.
Do you know what The Rock is going to do, though? What he's actually going to do.
Raise his eyebrow.
He's going to go, because he came out last time and he went 1, 2, and then weirdly to his thumb for 3. And then he's going to go...
He's going to count.
He's going to count to 6, and then we're going to go, oh, what does that mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Either way, if The Rock's at WrestleMania, I think he'll be involved in some capacity. If he's wrestling,
come on.
Great. But if he's not wrestling, it likely means that he's got a lot of films to do next year.
Yeah, and insurance, I imagine, will be
Yes.
insane. But keep it with us here on the channel. As I said, we're going to have live reactions here, youtube.com/cultaholic/live for Crown Jewel from 3 p.m. UK time. And then we have all of the tasty follow-ups.
We do indeed. We'll have what happened at. We'll have WTF moments. That'll be on patreon.com/cultaholic. We've got some whole overhauled Patreon tiers, so check them out on there. We'll have some news. We'll have what happened at. We'll have all the good stuff that you know that you can get right here on Cultaholic.
Tatty bye.